Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This is another completing categories video. I haven't done one of these in a while, mainly because I had The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, and I know not many people watch those guys. There's only a few people who watch them. Pretty much no one watches them, but it's mainly for my enjoyment. I enjoy completing the thing because I'm going to play them anyway. I want to play them anyway, so I may as well record them, and then if anyone gets any pleasure out of them, then that's good, you know? Then there's a W, so I've got pleasure out of it, and someone else has got pleasure out of it. So that's why I upload them. I know that not many people watch it. It's mainly just because, I mean, I play it anyway, so may as well. So, anyway, the category we're going to be doing today, as you probably saw from the last episode, is we're going to be doing plant workers. So far in plant workers, we have Smithers, we have Mr. Birds as well, I guess you could count, and Homer, of course. I forgot to put them in here, but yeah, Smithers and Homer are also plant workers, I guess. Lenny, Carl, Mindy, Frank Grimes, Zutroy, Ruth Powell, and we also have Stuart the Duck, and we have Gummy Joe. So they're basically the plant workers we've got so far, and of course Homer and Mr. Burns. There's probably a few more in there as well that you could kind of, that probably work over, like Marge, for example. She's worked for the plant before. I'm not going to be focused on those kind of characters though. I'm going to be focused on characters that we know for sure work at the plant quite regularly. And Ruth Powell's is a really weird one that they threw into plant workers because I don't think there's ever been a reference of her working in the plant. I don't know. I haven't really seen one, but whatever. Anyway, so these are just like the kind of normal plant workers. So the first one is Charlie, and he's probably the biggest plant worker out of all of them I want added. He's been seen quite a few times around the plant. He's like an extra one, apart from Lenny and Carl, that we see quite a lot. So yeah, Charlie's a big one I definitely want to add. Then next up we have Mr. Mackleberry. Now Mr. Mackleberry is actually Sherry and Terry's father, and he actually also works at the power plant, which is actually really cool. So that's, you know, pretty cool. So they could do a lot of stuff with Mr. Mackleby and Mrs. Mackleby, who are the Sherry and Terry parents. They could do quite a bit with them because, of course, he is a plant worker. So I don't know what kind of update they could add any of these plant workers. Really, it's really weird. I can't really think of any update that they could add these plant workers in. But anyway, next up we have Eugene Fisk. He's another kind of like, I think he's only a one episode character. I think all the rest of these are one episode characters apart from these two. I think Bernie actually may have been. But we have Man with the Giant Hands, so of course he's another plant worker, just a kind of gag plant worker who works there. We have Bernie and an unnamed worker. But I think Bernie has appeared a few times. He's just like this kind of backgroundy character who works there. We have Roz Davis. I don't know about her. She's like more of a modern one. We have the late shift worker here. We have the hazmat employee. We've seen a lot of hazmat employees. I think it would be cool if we just got one hazmat employee who was a non-playable character who just kind of walked around. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know why. I just think it would be. We have Al Simmons. I think he's like the secretary or something like that. But I also think he is like a normal plant worker. Again, he's like a Mr. Burns lookalike. We have Miss Finch. Miss Finch was kind of only there, like a little tiny thing where like it was like some sort of robot, and it like identified her and said her name. So again, she's not really a massive character, but she's there. We have the late shift worker here, another late shift worker. So there you go. Moving on, we have another sort of unnamed employee there. We have Ted. Ted's I think he's like retired or something like that, but he's quite important. You know, he was there quite a bit, and he was important for the episode, I'm pretty sure. So he's there. We have Mr. Gamble, who's again another background character. We have Don Buckner. I'm pretty sure he's like an inspector or something. So yeah, he's pretty cool. They can throw in there. We have Angry Ricky, who's actually an intern. He was quite prominent in the episode that he was in. He was basically going around with Homer, and he was the intern. I'm pretty sure, was he Frank Grimes' son? No, I don't think he was. No, he wasn't Frank Grimes' son. But but he was an intern. We have the half-bald worker, again, another background character. We have another background character here. Then we have another late shift worker, and again, kind of a background character. And then two more background characters. These are all just background characters. You know, this guy, when the fire happened, he was like pretty funny. And then we have this guy here. He's just calling the shots or whatever. So there's a few just backgroundy ones. I mean, to be honest, out of all these, probably the one I would want to see the most, maybe Ted, maybe Don, and the Angry Ricky. But the rest of them, I don't really care for. So yeah, so we have some more here. So we have the executives. So here's some more executives. So they like high up in terms of the plant. They obviously own big stakes in the plant. So they could throw those guys in as well. And I know there's other people who've bought the plant before. Like there's that big German guy who bought the plant, I forget his name. I purposely didn't put him in there because I don't really see him as a plant worker. He's more of a an owner, I guess. But yeah, but they are the executives. They're kind of involved because, of course, they own big stakes. We have Hellburn. Hellburn is another worker who works there. I don't know, he has a bunch of beads around in there looking cool. We have these two guys. These are the security guards. I think they're the two security guards in the plant. We just sort of see their back of their heads. We have the Great Dad, as he's called. He obviously, it was basically in a gag, I guess, when Homer was obviously thinking he was a terrible father, and he saw this guy with his son, and he was obviously working in the plant, and he was doing great. And then finally, it's one I couldn't really fit into any category. This is Smiling Joe. Is it Fission? Fission? Yeah, Fission. And he's actually the mascot for the power plant. He's appeared quite a few times, of course, because he is the mascot. I think it would be kind of cool if they gave us like a little, just a non-playable character of him just walking around Springfield. That would be kind of cool. I would like to definitely, out of all these, I would like to see him the most, though. I definitely want to see the mascot. And of course, he could fit into the mascot categories. I may actually do one on mascots. That might be a bit hard, though. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Anyway, moving on, we have other workers. So these are the other guys who work at the plant. So first of all, we have Carl, who of course is Homer's assistant. Of course, he's the kind of the gay guy who, I think, does he have a crush on Homer? I don't know if he had a crush on Homer, but he was the gay assistant anyway. And not that really matters, but you know what I mean. He's there. Sugar. Then we have Canary M. Burns. Canary M. Burns is essentially the person who is going to inherit the plant. I mean, it's not really a worker, but I just sort of throw Canary M. Burns in there. It's like Mr. Burns' canary, who was going to inherit the plant before Homer. We have Wayne Slater. Oh, actually, I've got Wayne Slater in there. Wayne Slater is actually recently going to be in... Well, Wayne Slater is the bodyguard. He's actually going to be in Tapped Out soon. He's going to be the Act 2 prize for the Secret Agents update. But there you go, he's there. I forgot to take him out of the presentation because I made this presentation ages ago. But yeah, there you go. Wayne Slater, who we're going to be getting in Act 2. So he's kind of cool. He was a bodyguard, basically. So yeah, we're going to be getting him in Act 2 of the end of Act 2 in the Secret Agents update. We have Low Blow, who is one of the goons. He's appeared quite a few times, as well with Joey Crusher. These two have appeared a lot in the older episodes. These are like the goons who work for Mr. Burns. They're kind of sort of plant workers in a way, because of course they do all the dirty jobs that Mr. Burns and his normal crew do not want to do. And then we have a few kind of odd ones. We have the nuclear inspectors, because they're kind of plant workers, but at the same time they're not really, because of course they're working against the plant because they're meant to be inspecting the place. But you know, they're there. Oh, hi Cortana. We have Elon Musk, who is pretty cool. Of course, he is the guy who owns SpaceX, but he appeared in an episode, a really bad episode, I gotta say. But it was an episode where Elon Musk appeared. It was worse than it wasn't as worse as the Gargard episode. I don't like it when they do celebrity episodes, to be honest. Apart from like the Michael Jackson, I like the Michael Jackson one, but that's not really like, that isn't actual Michael Jackson though. That's the thing, the character. But whatever, Elon Musk, he sort of worked for the plant, or he worked with the plant, you know, he's there. We have the power plant security guard. Again, he's appeared like 2 or 3 times. I mean, I guess they could throw him in there as well. You know, another sort of security detail. And then we have the employee of the month presenter and the model. So these are guys who announce who the employee of the month is. We have obviously the presenter and the model. I mean, they could be non-playables, but I really couldn't care. And out of all these, you know, I'm going to go for a prediction that Wayne Slater is going to be the one they're going to end. Now, out of all these, I definitely want to see, I do want to see Low Blow and Joey, and I would like to see Carl and the Canary. But apart from the other ones, I don't care about. And then finally, we have Dead or Retired. So with the dog, first of all, is the dog that obviously retired. Just a dog that sort of waltzed around there. We have Waylon Smithers Sr., who of course is Smithers' dad. He of course died in the reactor after obviously like it was about a meltdown. He sacrificed himself to save them, and of course he died as a result. And that's when Waylon Smithers got adopted by Mr. Burns. And then we have Jack Marley, who of course in the episode we actually see him retire, and ever since he's been just a background character we've seen quite a lot. He's appeared loads and loads of times. So and of course he's in the retirement home. So I definitely want to see Jack Marley. He's definitely one I want to see. Out of all these so far, I think Charlie, Mr. Muckleberry, Maybe Angry Ricky, the mascot, Carl, the canary, and Low Blow, and of course Wayne, I guess, as well, and Jack, and Will and Smithers. They're the ones I want to see the most. But anyway, guys, that is it. That is all the ones for the plant workers. There is quite a lot. There probably is more that I've missed, like little background ones, but they're all the important ones, I think. Of course, you could also say Larry Burns. I know I've missed him out technically. He kind of works for the planet, I guess. But I mean, I included him in the Burns family, so I've already sort of covered him. But yeah, Larry Burns is another one that they could throw in there as well. But I think for the most part, that's pretty much all of them. All the important ones and, you know, a few of the background ones, just because it was interesting to look at them. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was pretty cool just to go through all this and do this. Next, we'll be doing a few categories. I'll just see what we're going to... Here we're going to be doing barflies next week, so that's kind of cool. We'll be doing barflies, and we'll also be doing another category. Don't remember what it is yet. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you next video. Goodbye.